Hello, yogis. My name is Savannah, and you're practicing with YOGATX. So we're just going to do a little bit of everything in this video. It's definitely suitable for beginners, but if you're not a beginner, you'll totally be entertained and moved and breathed nonetheless. We'll do a little bit of full body, but I did want to mention, for those of you that are interested, I will be having a full hour-long video, finally, in September coming out. So I'd love for you all to stay tuned, and you can find all of our other exclusive content, of course, at yogatx.org. Back to the yoga. Let's go ahead and start lying down on the ground. It's a good starting point, I feel like, and it's an easy place to be, I hope. If this isn't easy for you, maybe it's back pain or something like that, go ahead and bend the knees. Let's go ahead and all bend the knees so our lower back can be nice and free. Let's go ahead and draw the knees into our chest, with both of our palms behind our hamstrings, so right in between our calves and our hamstrings. Let your heels rest towards your hips. And as you breathe into the belly, allow the arms to extend and allow the knees to move away from you. As you exhale, draw the belly in and draw the knees in. So start to imagine your belly as a pump and your breath as a motor. So as you breathe in, allow the belly to get big, the knees to travel away from you. As you exhale, draw the belly in, make space for the knees to draw in. A little bit of lower back lengthening to start us off with some breath. Exhale to draw your knees in. Pause with the knees in. As you inhale, lengthen up through the right leg. Let that right arm extend along. And as you exhale, relax that heel down. And draw the knees in as much as you can with an inhale. Lift that left heel up. Begin straightening the left arm and leg. And exhale to release. And bring both knees and hands together. So one hand on top of each kneecap. And let's just roll our knees together, but around in a circle to give that bony plate at the bottom of your spine, your sacrum, some pressure, a little self-massage here. Your sacrum has so many nerves that runs through it, so this can sometimes feel really, really nice. Go ahead and release both feet down onto the mat. And allow the heels to be maybe a half a foot to a foot away from your hips. And we'll take that right leg and we'll point the toe and we'll thread it underneath our left knee. So thread that foot underneath and allow that right knee to drop down towards the mat. Notice what's here. Take a breath into the belly as if you could stretch the breath down into the hip. And as you exhale, draw the belly away. This is your psoas, your hip flexor. And maybe you reach that left hand down. Maybe you can feel your foot. Maybe you can't. Whatever. The stretch is the same. The opening is the same. But see if maybe you could draw the knee to point towards the front of the room or the top of the mat, wherever you're at, a little bit more. So find a place where it's comfortable on the knee, but opening in the hip. And take another breath in. Feel the belly. Exhale, draw the belly away from your hip. So draw it back towards the spine. And another breath in and out. Maybe you start to draw that right knee down towards the ground. Then we'll unthread the right foot. So very mindfully draw it back underneath and replace the right foot down onto the ground. With the left foot, point the toe, thread it underneath the right leg. Slowly drop the left knee down towards the ground. Draw the belly in as you drop it. And maybe you heel toe that left foot over towards that right hip to get that knee to start to point in the direction of either the top corner or the top of your mat. Wherever you're at is fine. Bring your hands onto your belly and take a breath in. Exhale, draw the belly away from the hip. Draw it back towards the spine. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Exhale to release. Start to press that left knee down towards the ground. Make sure there's no pain in their knee. If there's pain in the knee, you can heel toe the left foot away from the right hip a little bit more. Give it a little bit of release. Finish your breath and unthread that foot. Draw both knees back into your chest. And then just hold on to the right and extend the left leg out long. Go ahead and flex the left foot. And if this feels like too much on your lower back or just too much, bend the left knee. Give it a little bit of ease. And go ahead and drop the left knife edge of your left foot down to the ground so that the toes are pointing towards the left. And we'll bring our left hand on the outside of the right leg. Roll that leg over and extend that right arm out. Take the gaze over to the right hand. Take a couple breaths here. As you inhale, maybe you feel the twist loosen up or reduce. As you exhale, draw the belly in. Allow the twist to just be moved with the breath. So instead of forcing the twist and stopping the breath, allow the breath to animate this pose. Let's draw that knee high up into our chest. Roll back onto your spine. Left knee draws in. Extend the right leg out. Maybe the knee stays bent as you draw the thigh into your chest. If you're extending that leg, draw the toes back so that foot is flexed. Take a breath into the belly. As you exhale, draw the belly away from the thigh. Bring the right hand on the outside of the left thigh and drop both feet over to face the right. Extend the left arm out. Breathe all the way up the spine. So if you feel like your breath gets stuck somewhere and you can't really breathe any deeper, loosen the twist. Every breath in, bring some space into your chest, so it might undo the twist a bit. But as you exhale, allow the body to just fall into place as you draw the navel in. Go ahead and lift up as you breathe in. As you exhale, draw both knees into your chest. And take the knees out wide, one hand on each knee, and allow the feet to point towards each other or stay in contact. And we'll just rock from side to side. Almost like a lazy, happy baby. And as you inhale, lift the feet up, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and try to reach the toes towards your head or beyond the head. Inhale, release. Exhale, draw the belly in. Maybe you peel the tailbone up. Inhale to release. Relax the neck as you exhale, draw the belly in. Peel the tailbone up, point the toes back. Draw the knees into your chest, bend the knees, wrap the hands around the shins and rock up. Go ahead and plant the hands on the mat. Cross the ankles, and we'll step it back to a tabletop position. And then once you find yourself here, spread the fingertips out wide. And make sure the gaze is somewhere that's neutral for the neck. So drop that gaze right in between your hands. And draw the belly in. Extend the right leg out. And then roll that right foot down. So you're sealing that foot down. And as you inhale, peel the right arm up. Open the chest, lift the gaze, stack the shoulders. Exhale, release it down. Point the right toes down into the ground and then roll over towards the right. So pick that left knee up, seal that left foot down onto the ground and drop that right foot down towards the mat for a moment. Take a breath into the lower ribs. And as you exhale, release the left hand down, lift the right hip up, lower the left knee, and draw the right knee in. As you inhale, extend out with the left knee. As you exhale, seal the left heel down. Keep that right toe tucked. Inhale, peel the left arm up. Pause here as you exhale. And take another breath in. Release that left hand down. Roll over towards the left hip so that right knee lifts. Point the right toes towards the right side of the mat. Drop the hip down. Press that knee away from you, so if you feel it dropping in, see if you can gain some length between the knee and the torso. Take a breath in here. Exhale, press through both hands, lift up, release both knees down onto the mat. Taking your time moving through those. Inhale, shift forward. As you exhale, untuck the toes, draw the hips all the way back to a child's pose. And we're going to walk our hands all the way towards the right side of the mat. So maybe you lift your forehead up, wiggle the fingers over, and then lower back down. And let's go ahead and keep our fingertips, the only part of our hand that are touching the ground. So tent the palms up and allow the forehead to drop down. And take another breath in, feel it right alongside your body. Exhale to walk the hands over towards the left. Tenting the palms up and then dropping the heart and the forehead down. Keep drawing that right hip back. Find length along the right side body. Take a breath in. Exhale it all out. One more breath in. And release. Walk the hands back through center. And plant the palms. Tuck the toes. And right away, tilt the tailbone up. Hover the knees. And begin to straighten the legs as much as you can without feeling that tailbone round down. So if you start to straighten the legs and your lower back gets curved, bend them a little bit more. Tilt them back up. Allow that tailbone to reach back up towards the ceiling. Allow the weight of the head to drop down towards the ground. Find length along the side of your body as you breathe in. And as you exhale, gently step the right foot forward to the top of the mat or just beneath your chest, and then seal the left heel down. With an inhale, press through that front foot. Keep the front knee bent and bring the arms up alongside the ears. If you feel your shoulders crunching up by your ears, then drop the hands down again. And as you inhale, rotate the palms open first. And then lift the arms up. Watch the shoulders. Keep the space between the shoulders and the ears present. Soften the back knee if you need to. Spread through the toes and find some strength in the legs. Maybe you draw that front heel towards the back heel as if you're trying to scrunch up the mat. And we'll pause for 2 more breaths. I want you to find a gaze point to look at. And then release both hands down, touching in front of your heart, and lift the back heel up. So find a wide stance. You might want to heel toe that right foot over. Bend the back knee and bring both hands around the front foot. Bend the knee as much as you need to and start to straighten that front leg out. And you can make it buoyant here. So maybe you bend the front knee and then bend the back knee, straighten the front leg. Take a breath in, bend the front knee, extend the back leg. Exhale, bend the back leg, straighten the front leg. Maybe you can flex the feet, pop the toes off the mat. Just pause here for a breath. Let the weight of the head drop. Plant the hands firmly down onto the mat, bend the front knee. Step the left foot up, and the right foot steps back. Seal that heel down. With your breath in, right it up. Reach the arms out wide, rotate the palms open, let them flip towards the ceiling as they rise up. As you exhale, draw the belly in, roll down the knife edge of the right foot, and find strength through the legs. Pausing with 1 gaze point for the next couple breaths. Finding integrity in the body and the breath, integrity in the mind, and focus in the eyes. As you're ready, releasing the hands down towards the mat. Lift the back heel up. We'll start with our front knee bent. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend the back leg, straighten the front leg. Allow the weight of the head to drop. Inhale, shifting forward. Extend the back leg, bend the front knee. Exhale, drawing back. Draw the belly away from the thigh as you straighten that front leg and bend the back leg. Couple more rounds with the breath. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. As you exhale back, maybe you flex the toes off the mat, or maybe you just spread them out wide. Take another breath in forward. Seal the palms down on the ground. Step the left foot back to a downward facing dog. Keep the tailbone tilting up. Maybe the knees draw a micro bend in them. I rarely ever practice downward facing dog with straight legs. I just always resort to a micro bend. It's a really safe place to be for the lower back. Drop the knees down. And softly thread that right arm underneath the left arm. Be conscious of the amount of weight that you drop into the right shoulder. So instead of just crushing the shoulder and the neck, stay pressing down through the left hand. As you're here, maybe you flip the right palm up and press down through the right arm. Take a breath in between the shoulder blades. And on your following inhale, peel back up, reach that right arm up all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, release it down. Left arm threads underneath the right. Stay pressing through the right arm. Allow the left palm to flip up and press down through the arm. Allow the weight of the head to drop. Take breaths in between the shoulder blades. Place right behind your heart. And gently press back up as you breathe in. Peel that left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Stack the shoulders. Lift the gaze. And exhale, release the left hand down. And draw the belly in. Tuck the toes and shoot it back up to a downward facing dog. We'll take a walk up towards our hands from there. Connect your chest and your thighs and give yourself a little bit of a hug behind your knees. Allow the weight of the head to draw in. Sit the hips back. Open the arms out wide. Find your wingspan with your palms facing down towards the ground. And softly peel the chest up. Press down through the feet, coming all the way up to standing. As you exhale, draw the belly in, find length in the lower back. We'll tap into our balance here. So let's go ahead and step all of our weight into our right foot. Keep the knee nice and buoyant. And pivot that left knee open. So think of that first pose that we started with when we threaded our foot underneath our leg. And we're going to want to open up the hip the same way. And you can rest it alongside the right ankle, or you can start to draw it up the leg. Wherever you're at the leg, just make sure it's not pressing into the knee directly. If you feel like your weight is being way over towards the right, draw the right hip in. So engage that right glute, and go ahead and draw both palms towards your heart center. And again, find one gaze point to stay with. And know that your ankles will strengthen through the practice of yoga. So if you're anything like me, and when you first start practicing, if your ankles get really sore and you're not able to be in balanced postures for long, it's totally normal. We don't do a lot of things for our feet. So it's just an area of our practice that we maybe might have to focus on. Let's go ahead and release that left foot. Bend the right knee, shift all of the weight into the left foot. Pivot that right knee out open. Maybe that heel is just kickstanding on the leg right now. The hands are at heart center. And then as you're ready, start to find length in the spine as you breathe in. As you exhale, draw the left glute in. Engage that leg. Find a gaze to stick with. A soft gaze at one point that's not moving. And allow your breath to move you. So instead of staying so still, scared to move because you might lose your balance, allow the breath to move you. And if you fall, who cares? You tried, and you can come back to the pose. And you don't want to stop the breath. You don't want to get stale. Go ahead and release the right foot down. Take a bend in the knees. Sit back into a chair. Keep the thumbs pressing into the sternum and see if you can move the weight of your upper body back. Keep rooted down through your big toes so you don't feel like you're going to fly back off the mat. With an inhale, reach the arms out wide. As you exhale, hug the right arm underneath the left. And since the right arm went underneath the left, we're going to stack that right leg on top of the left leg. So just sit the hips back enough so that you can stack the right leg on top. Maybe the toe is kickstanding on the ground. If you'd like a little bit more challenge, stay present through that left leg, hover the right foot,
or maybe hug it behind the left leg. The farther you sit the hips back, the easier it'll be to find the stacking of the legs or the binding of the legs. Inhale the arms out wide, straighten the legs, and release the feet down. Exhale, left arm underneath this time. And since the left arm goes underneath, the left leg comes on top. Sit the hips back, draw the belly in for support, press down through the right toes, begin stacking the left leg on top of the right. Bend the knees a little bit deeper, sticking with your drishti, your focal point. Maybe hovering the left foot, but maybe using it for stability. So in yoga, we say that we need equal parts stability and equal parts ease. So if you need more ease, loosen it up. You need a little bit stability, strengthen it up. Inhale the arms out wide. As you exhale, lower the foot and take a fold. Draw the belly in. Bend the knees as much as you need to for the chest to touch the thighs. And allow the weight of the head to hang. Bring the feet out wide. Sit the hips back. And then swim the arms behind you so that you can lower all the way down towards the ground. We'll extend both legs out in front of us. And as you inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bend the knees until you feel your lower belly create contact with your upper thighs. So maybe it's this much on day 1. Maybe it's this much on day 400. And begin to fold over the legs. Release the hands alongside the heels. Allow the weight of the head to tuck in. And if the toes are drawn back toward your head, the heels will be able to slide forward as they're ready. Allow the palms to flip up and resist the urge to pull yourself anywhere. See if you can just drop in here as if this was enough, because it totally is. And breathe here. Begin to walk the hands back towards the hips. Press the hands down alongside the hips and draw the heels in until you feel the feet flat on the ground. Press down through the hands. Draw the inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Press down through all 10 toes and lift the hips up. Keep pressing down through all fingers, all toes. And as you exhale, draw the belly in, mindfully sweep the hips back. So you really got to press through the hands to hover the hips. Flex the toes. So a little bit of challenge. Inhale, bend the knees, lift up through the heart. As you exhale, draw the belly in, hover the hips back. Maybe the knees stay bent, and lower down. We'll go ahead and scoot the hips forward and come down to the ground. And if that pose before totally just mind boggled you, know that it's not so much about strength and flexibility, that one, as much as it is about the length of your arms. So if you are just blessed with shorter arms, that one might be a little bit more difficult, but I bet some other poses might be way easier for you than for other people with longer arms. So feeding into our own blessings, bringing the feet out wide. As you exhale, draw the belly in, draw the knees in, and rock from side to side. Let's go ahead and stack the right knee over the left knee. And wrap the hands around the knees. Clasp the fingertips and pause here for a couple breaths. As you're breathing, stay present with the movement of the breath in your body. So where is it going? Is it high up into the chest? Can it be led down low? Can it be nice and full? The good thing about air is it has no calories, so we don't have to skimp out on how much we take in. We can draw it all in, fill all the way up, and then release all the way out. Go ahead and unwind the legs. The left leg will come on top of the right leg. Hug the arms around the thighs and just notice what side is tighter. Take a couple breaths here. Again, being really curious about this breath. About the length of it, the depth of it, the direction of it. And more importantly, the intention behind it. So why are we here? What are we looking for? Start to unbind the legs. Extend the legs out long and keep that question in mind. Why are we here? What are we looking for? So as you come to your mat, I feel like there's something that we're trying to draw in to ourselves, or maybe draw into our daily life. So take a couple moments and just find that thing that you're wanting to cultivate or bring forth. And once you have that, close the eyes and breathe into it. Allow yourself to think about it. And then I want you to imagine what you would feel like if you had that one thing, if whatever you needed to cultivate, if it was already with you. How would you feel? And spend a couple moments with that feeling. Noticing the support of the ground beneath you. And this breath that works tirelessly to keep you alive and moving towards that one thing. And start to draw the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. And get really small like a seed. And I want you to, in this space of awareness and breath and reflection, plant that seed of whatever you're trying to cultivate or bring forth. And allow yourself a couple minutes per day to just think about that and work towards that. And gently press yourself up to seated. Keep the eyes closed. And bring the palms together in front of your heart center. Know that no matter the way and no matter the obstacle, the light and the love within me will always strive to supply you with the tools that you need to move forth with stability and ease. Sthira and Sukha. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I would love for you to continue to practice with me and tell me what's working. I want to know what you like, and I'll try to create more of that for you to help bring more of that to you. If you'd like to find me on my own personal yoga journey, you can find me at Instagram on Savannasana. I share little bits of inspiration, maybe like I don't know. And then I'll also be on my website at Shakti Yoga Therapy, displaying my upcoming workshops and such. Let's stay in touch. Namaste.